Loyal Casuals. I'm here today with my co-host Alan/Okona to discuss a serious topic with you.
Yes, I am here with Will Riker/Josh.
I'm sorry. This has been a difficult 24 hours for me, and I'm still a little emotionally raw, but I'll do my best to get through this.
My eyes are still watering.
I received an email yesterday after our most recent episode that was published from a whistleblowing organization. They presented me with some falsehoods and inconsistencies that they found concerning some of our episodes. These inconsistencies prompted them to dig into our podcast, and they learned some information about how we run this show that we are ashamed of. They've threatened to go to the media with their findings. I was able to talk them into waiting another day before going public to set the record straight and get our side of the story out there. So here it is. The truth. Here at Mere Casuals, a World of Warcraft podcast that focuses on Wrath of the Lich King, a World of Warcraft expansion, we have always taken pride in our accuracy and our journalistic integrity. We have talked at length about our team of researchers and investigative journalists that vet every story we present here on Mere Casuals. I'm here today to tell you that this was all a lie. We are frauds. The whistleblowers went to the address that our research team works out of and discovered that there's no office there. It is a warehouse containing 24 chimpanzees that I have liberated from zoos across the country and have trained to compete in extreme sports for gambling purposes. In reality, the only research I do on the stories we bring you is sifting through comments on Reddit and doing the odd follow-up Google search. I don't even read most of the articles. I just guess what they are about based on the headlines. We at Mere Casuals would like to take the opportunity to issue the following retractions. I said last episode that Road to Rag was less impressive to me for various reasons, including the use of Flask of Petrification. It has been pointed out to me that Flask of Petrification was not permitted during Road to Ragnaros, and was not introduced to the hardcore community until the AQ clear and boss kills.
To be fair, it probably shouldn't have been. It should have been.
It should have been involved, or it should have been kept out altogether?
Well, it's hardcore, and it's a Flask of Petrification. It seems apropos.
Whether we think it should have been there or not, the fact is that we were wrong.
I would also like to state for the record that I have not watched Team America.
What is that?
I will fix that. The World Police.
Oh, you haven't? Is that your apology?
That is my apology to all the Americans out there. I have not watched Team America World Police. I will fix that.
That's a documentary on how their government works, correct?
No, I plan on destroying every single copy so I don't have to. That's how I plan on fixing that.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Another clarification I would like to make, based on last episode, is that I said that once characters reach 60, I was disillusioned by the fact that they could just trade with anyone who they wanted. But apparently they were only allowed to trade with guild members of hardcore elites.
I would also like to clarify that when I do my hardcore search, I do in fact still visit pornographic websites.
Well, I don't think that makes it any better, the trading within guild people. In fact, I think it's great that there's one guild on the hardcore server that can trade amongst themselves and gain an advantage over everyone else. It is still a fact that I got wrong. It was also pointed out to me that this achievement was still impressive because while people were allowed to trade consumes, some people died while holding lots of consumes in their bank.
Oh no.
Which led to a loss of time.
Oh no.
Which means that the hardcore community still is totally hardcore.
Oh no.
Lastly, I stated that I didn't find it that impressive that they were able to kill Ragnaros with 0 deaths while using the ability to trade between characters and share consumes, etc. But it was pointed out to me that they did not kill Ragnaros with 0 deaths, they killed Ragnaros with 3 deaths.
Wow,
supposedly,
what a glaring error on our part.
Well, I think the error here was the context. The fact that 3 people died in the process is supposed to indicate just how difficult and hardcore it is.
Whoa. 3 people died?
3 characters.
Oh, okay.
To the best of my knowledge, no one actually died in real life during the Road to Rag.
But is that a possible?
It's a possibility. I didn't do any
know
research
that the Road
on
to Rag
so
has
it's hard
caused.
to say.
I know that the Road to Rag has caused the deaths of a lot of men.
I would like to take this point in this episode to apologize for the ads you're about to hear. They are brought to you by our greed.
I promise to do better. I will pick news articles with longer headlines, so it looks like I've done more research.
Are you going to start reading the news articles before you report on them?
No. I'm going to use my OWL programs to help me with that. My parts really suck in this, by the way. And for that, I apologize. So this is like yesterday when Bob went to the bathroom and I felt like I was holding up his stream. Oh, that came out wrong. That's not what I meant. But like he was in the bathroom, so I just started talking. No one actually responded to let me know they could hear me, even though they could hear me. But I was like being stuck somewhere with my eyes wide open, looking into headlights, a deer in headlights, so to speak. And I was spouting nonsense. And then I realized how awkward it was because it felt like I was talking to myself, which in the long run I probably was, even though other people were there listening. They did not want me to know they were listening. And then his viewership would drop, in which Bob was highly disappointed that I would mention that. And then when his viewership did go up, he did get disappointed again that I did mention that. Apparently viewership does not matter on Twitter. To which each their own. Not Twitter, Twitch. You're going to delete everything. I'm just filling in space while you look things up. I use toys in my private time. I clean them once a month. Makes me feel like I'm part of a big party of people.
That was very deep.
That's what she said. Oh, you were listening?
No. I also stated in a past episode that in the new Heroic Plus beta dungeons, the essences that are dropping could be used to purchase any Ulduar gear instead of the gear dropping off of bosses. This was in fact false. The bosses in the Heroic beta dungeons still drop gear. The essences that drop are used to purchase 10-man hard mode loot from a vendor at highly inflated prices.
What's that essence called again?
Sidereal.
Sidereal. There we go.
Lastly, I would like to apologize, as it has been pointed out to me by this whistleblower organization that in the past I have been mean to Al on air, and I have insulted him.
How dare you?
This has been a source of concern for some of our listeners, and I would like to ensure them...
And me, I'm offended that you would insult me in such a way.
I would like to ensure the listeners that Al deserved everything I said of him.
This whistleblower organization, are they hiring, and do they blow more than whistles?
See, I told you he deserved it. Going forward, I promise to train my army of chimpanzees to research stories and fact-find on the World of Warcraft stories we bring to you on this podcast, rather than have them engage in extreme sports for gambling purposes.
Can they do both? Because I was making a lot of money.
I'll see what I can do. Thank you for listening to our apology video. We will try to do better.
And I would just also like to point out that I don't actually pee on people after I have asparagus.
I didn't know that was a concern, but thank you for clarifying that. And remember, visit us on Discord if you have more complaints. Link is in the description.